Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again was released on May 16, 2000, her second album, following the massive success of her debut, Baby One More Time. Produced largely by the Swedish pop masterminds Max Martin and Rami Yacoub, the album cemented Britney's image as the reigning pop princess of the early 2000s. It sold over 1.3 million copies in its first week in the US alone, a record at the time for a female artist. A glossy, hyper-manufactured pop record that masterfully captures the millennial teen zeitgeist. While not groundbreaking in theme or experimentation, it refines and defines the TRL era sound with precision. Britney walks the tightrope between control and constraint, innocence and irony. And this tension is what makes the album endure. Musically, the album sticks closely to a specific template: slick production, layered harmonies, and bubblegum beats. Max Martin's signature sound dominates. Clean, hook-heavy choruses, minimalistic but catchy melodies, and a polished yet emotionally distant vibe. On the surface, the album's lyrics are a swirl of teenage love, heartbreak, and flirtation, but a closer listen reveals deeper anxieties about fame, identity, and control. Thematically, the album juggles youthful love, heartbreak, fame, and female agency, but much of it is filtered through the lens of commercial pop perfection. At times, it feels as though Spears is both in control and yet controlled, a performer both playing a role and beginning to push against it. The record doesn't stray far from safe radio-friendly territory, but glimmers of personal narrative and irony start to emerge. Spears' voice is stylized, breathy, teasing, more a character than a vocal powerhouse. This was both a strength and a limitation, depending on your view of authenticity in pop. Britney's voice is less about raw power and more about personality and texture. Her signature breathy delivery is both alluring and fragile, perfectly complementing the glossy production. She rarely strays from the pop-safe zone vocally, but there's intentional stylization. Whispery, teasing, emotionally suggestive. Critics at the time dismissed her voice as thin or processed, but its character has since become iconic in pop history. In 2000, Britney Spears was at the eye of a cultural storm, praised as a pop icon, criticized for her hypersexualized image, despite being a teenager, and relentlessly scrutinized by the media. This album captured that moment perfectly. It represented a transitional moment in pop where the glossy teen idol era was still dominant, but beginning to shift towards something darker and more self-aware. It became a blueprint for female pop albums, choreographed yet relatable, sexy but not too overtly. At the time, critics often dismissed the album as formulaic or shallow, favoring more authentic artists, but with hindsight, it's gained more respect. Many now see it as a time capsule of early 2000s pop, executed with high precision and cultural savvy. The production is still remarkably crisp. Max Martin's influence can be heard in artists like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, and Olivia Rodrigo. Britney's evolving image, from teen queen to victim of the industry to survivor, casts a new light on lyrics once seen as trivial. 25 years later, the album is a defining moment in pop, not for innovation but for immaculate execution. It's a reflection of an era when pop stars were both meticulously crafted and deeply loved, and it contains early flashes of Britney's struggle to assert control within a system that profited from her youth and charm. Oops, I Did It Again is not a revolutionary album, but it perfected a formula that defined a pop generation. It's an album of contradictions, empowering yet controlled, playful yet heavy with subtext, critically panned but commercially immortal.